Hello and welcome to Pick a Card Palace. In today's Pick a Card reading, we will be answering the question, who can't stop thinking about you and why? For this reading, we have 8 options. This is option 1, conjunction with the bow. Option 2, sextile with the drink. Option 3, quintile with the unicorn. Option 4, square with boss babe. Option 5, trine with the rainbow above the cloud. Option 6, quincunx with the cactus plant. Option 7, Quindecile with the camera. And option 8, opposition with the butterfly. Once you've made your selection, you can scroll down to the description box where you will find links that will take you directly to each of these individual readings. I'm going to give you some time here to make your selection before we get started. Okay, so if you chose option 1, conjunction with the bow, this will be your reading. So we're answering the question today, who can't stop thinking about you and why? Now, with the conjunction, my sense here is that whoever this is who can't stop thinking about you has a lot in common with you, or at least they believe they have a lot in common with you. They feel like the two of you are two peas in a pod. Maybe one of you's male and one of you's female. One of you's a lot younger or one of you's a lot older, but regardless of the apparent outward difference, they feel like the two of you are like twins, almost. They feel like there's a strong bond between the two of you because you get each other. You know, you don't have to explain so much about your ways because their ways are the same ways in a lot of ways. This is not to say you have everything in common with this person, but they do believe that the two of you have quite a lot, and because of that, there's a sense of wanting to nest with you, perhaps, get close to you, have you in their lives as someone very close and special. They feel like you would be a good housemate or someone good to live with, because again, you know, you have a lot of similarities. so you wouldn't so much step on each other's toes and have so much disharmony. Now, with the bow, I think this person feels like you are this wonderful gift in their life because of all the things I've been talking about, because they have so much in common with you, because they feel so comfortable with you. Okay, so those are first impressions here. We're going to find out more about who this is, so hopefully you'll recognize who they are. If not, of course, you can choose one of the other 7 options. And actually, I should always mention this, but I never do. If you feel drawn to more than one option, please look at all of the options that you feel drawn to, because there may be more than one person who can't stop thinking about you. So let's see. So for option 1, who is this person who can't stop thinking about them? Okay, we have Laurana, the frog. Or, I don't know, Spanish speakers, is Laurana the frog? There's a frog on the picture. But obviously my Spanish is very old and rusty, since I don't know for sure. But anyway, because the reason I question it is because it reminded me of Reina, which might be queen or something like that. I could be wrong about that too. Anyway, this person, option 1, who can't stop thinking about you, is someone who, it may surprise you to know that they feel this way about you, because I get in the sense that maybe they have come across more like someone who's got one foot in and one foot out, someone who's kind of loosey-goosey, here today, gone tomorrow, kind of flighty, kind of wanting to flit around like a butterfly and, you know, visit this flower and that flower and the other meadow, etc. So yeah, you may find it hard to believe that this person can't stop thinking about you, but here we go. They can't stop thinking about you. Maybe this person is someone who's no longer in your life, and they jumped off of your lily pad and onto another, and that's why you wouldn't suspect that they feel this way. But here they are. I guess this is your heads up to know that this is how they are feeling and that they cannot stop thinking about you, option 1. Okay, let's see. Let's find out some more about who this is. So yeah, who is this person who can't stop thinking about option 1? Okay, we've got Jack and Jill. It says Jack and Jill went up the hill. You're probably familiar with Jack and Jill, the little nursery rhyme. Probably. Okay, and we also have leave them alone and they'll come home. Okay, so this is from which one is this from? Wait a second. Oh, this is from Little Bo Peep. Okay. Again, probably a nursery rhyme you're familiar with. Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep and can't tell where to find them. That's how it starts. Leave them alone and they'll come home wagging their tails behind them. I think that's the whole thing. As for Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. So I am struck here by the fact that both these cards have pairs. Remember what we were talking about this person feeling the similarities between you as being significant and wonderful. And so we've got a pair of sheep here, 2 sheep who look pretty much alike. And there they are out there in the meadow exploring. So yeah, your person feels like you are their twin, like I was saying before. They feel like you're a natural partner for them. They'd like to maybe see the world with you, or at least live life and experience life experiences with you. Remember, I told you about wanting to maybe live in the same space with you, things like that. Share a life. And again, here with Jack and Jill, both of them have names that begin with J. So they have, again, some kind of similarity. And if you know anything, or a whole lot, or maybe somewhat about numerology, then you'll know, again, the resonance of the first initial is particular. And so these two here having the same first initial, it shows that they have this kind of, again, energetic resonance of similarity, a similar way of perhaps approaching or reacting to the world. So here we have Jack and Jill, again, on some kind of adventure or task, going up the hill together. So this is someone who wants to be with you. They want to just be together. They want to be together doing this, doing that, doing boring chores like fetching water, or, as I said, going out in the town and seeing what's out there. Okay, let's see what else we can find out about who this is, and hopefully you are recognizing this person by now. But let's see. So who is this person who can't stop thinking about option 1? Okay, we have hopeless romantic. It says believing in fairy tales, idealizing love, constantly waiting, and forever dreaming. And we also have deja vu, repeating patterns, familiar lessons, unresolved issues. We've been here before. Interesting. Now, I do see here on this card, you've got the couple here in the thought bubble over here, and they are touching each other here in some kind of warm way, approaching an embrace perhaps. But the person who's thinking this looks surprised or dismayed. I'm not sure why, and I'm not sure if that's the same person. Like, is this person thinking or imagining himself here, or is this a third party? I don't know. And again, we actually have in this card as well. That's interesting, because I should mention this deck does not have, like, you know, reams and scads of that particular type of image. But we've got in this card as well a person here in another place, as it were, and looking and thinking about two people, again, in some kind of romantic embrace, but actually kissing here. So I don't know. You know, I'm going to guess that the third party thing doesn't apply to everybody, but as I said in the beginning, this person may have, you know, gone out there and found someone else to hang out with or entertain in some way, so that you wouldn't realize they still were thinking of you at all. But no, they have this very romantic view of your relationship, and maybe they're looking back and they're idealizing, but they have fond memories, and they apparently believe that you can really have something. Like I said, they believe they could share a life with you. Okay, I guess that would explain why they can't stop thinking about you. Should mention, though, with the deja vu, it says we've been here before, repeating patterns. So maybe you've gone round and round with this person. Maybe there have been a few rounds, as I was saying about the frog kind of jumping here one day, gone the next. But hey, maybe coming back around. Who knows? You know, they're just very flighty or loosey-goosey or whatever. So, yeah, maybe there's a sense that, okay, you've been here before with this person, and so, yeah, this may be someone who's been, as they say, in and out of your life. But now, let's look at what it is that they're actually thinking about you, since they can't stop thinking about you. So for option 1, what is this person we're talking about here actually thinking about option 1? What is it that's on their mind so much about option 1? Let's see. Okay, we have, I actually care about you, and that changes everything. Okay, and let me see what's at the bottom of my homemade deck. Okay, we have fundamentally blue, except when I'm with you. My soul's excited. That is from O Divina by Sananda Maitreya, formerly known as Terrence Trent D'Arby, if you're old enough to remember Terrence Trent D'Arby, because he was something back in the day. Was it the 80s maybe? Anyway, so your person is thinking very much about how much they care about you and how that changes a lot for them. I mean, it seems that their ways of just kind of coming and going and being in and out, like they realize that they're going to have to change that. They realize they want to change that. And it's all down to you and how they are feeling about you, because now they're this hopeless romantic in regard to you, and they want to share a life with you. Now, there is kind of an interesting dynamic here to that, though, that desire, because with this lyric from this song, there's a suggestion that your person maybe is feeling down. Maybe just feeling down in general. I don't know if this person may struggle with depression, but they apparently these days maybe are not feeling very happy and cheerful about life in general, or about something, for this card to have come out. But the good news is that you change that for them. You make them feel excited and maybe like wanting to keep living, wanting to, explore, making them feel like they believe in fairy tales. I didn't realize, okay, this card says fairy tales and then we got the nursery rhymes, but anyway, I didn't plan that. Okay, let's see. What else is this person thinking about you, since they're thinking about you and can't stop thinking about you? Like, what is it? What else is it that they're thinking about you? Option 1. Ooh, we have the 10 of Swords. And we've got the Magician. Okay, option 1. So they are definitely going through it in their mind. Again, I have to mention a third party possibility. Hang in there with me if you are not in that storyline. But for those who are in that storyline, I want to touch on it. This person perhaps feels that they betrayed you, or that maybe somehow they were betrayed by you, but I'm not feeling so much like you betrayed them. But they're very hurt over it and feel very maybe even kind of like abandoned. So I don't know if they did go jump onto someone else's lily pad and it didn't, the lily pad wasn't greener on the other side of the pond. But yeah, they are very hurt and very stressed and just gutted about something. Remember, I was just saying that they are maybe struggling with some kind of depression. But they think that you can turn all of that around for them. You know, that being with you would help them to get back on track, maybe, and, you know, feel happier and more excited about life and optimistic and, you know, okay again. Okay, let's see. Now let's look at why they can't stop thinking about you. So why is it that they cannot stop thinking about option 1? I don't usually do this, but this card is just begging to be pulled. And I'm not going to actually lay it down on the table because I've already decided I'm going to take this card right here. But this one wanted to be a part of the reading, apparently. It says responsiveness. Okay. Huh. I think that goes back to what I was talking about. This idea that being with you would help them be able to open back up to life again and joyfulness and just maybe feeling normal, you know, instead of being numb like they may be now with their depression or just sadness. Okay, so now back to what I was going to pull. We've got delight and self-worth. Okay, yeah, so they can't stop thinking about you, option 1, because you are delightful to them. It is a delight to be with you. They're thinking on that, you know, whether they are in your life or not. But as I keep bringing up the sense of loss, perhaps they're not currently in your life, and that's why they not only can't stop thinking about you, but why they are so sad and hurt. But anyway, yeah, they can't stop thinking about you because they remember how great it was to be with you and around you, and maybe that time in their life was a much happier time. But at the same time, there is this element of wanting to be better within themselves, to heal, to be healed, perhaps by you, by your presence. You know, I mentioned earlier on, you know, like they want someone close. You know, and you can see here that these people are holding hands in a circle out there in the meadow with the sun shining in the blue sky. It's a very happy scene. But it's a scene of togetherness and support. So it seems that the reason this person can't stop thinking about you is because they believe it would help to heal their heart to be with you once more, to be in your presence and soak up the sunshine of your light. Okay, so option 1, that is your reading. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to move on now. Okay, hello there. Option 2, those of you who chose Sextile and the drink. This will be your reading. So we are answering the question today, who can't stop thinking about you and why? Since you chose the Sextile, there's an energy here of pleasantness and cooperation and helping each other out. So this looks like at this point, so far, this looks like a positive relationship, one in which there has been support and enjoyment of each other's company, just as people, as individuals, not necessarily just as romantic partners or romantic interests or situational friends like the ones you have at work. And it's not to say that you didn't meet this person at work, because you very well could have, or you could have met them in your educational pursuits or your hobbies and interests, your neighborhood, through your family. It could be a family member for all I know. But this person, it looks like you probably have or had a very positive relationship with, one of mutual support and help and enjoyment. I'm getting a sense of a certain harmony here that isn't like option 1 about being just alike, but instead is about blending well together. Like your sensibilities may be somewhat different, but they're compatible. So there's an energy of kind of a synergistic compatibility here. And with the drink, I was talking about, enjoyment of each other's company. I think here this is indicative of maybe going out for drinks with each other or hanging out type energy, celebrating, just kicking back and having fun with someone. So that's who we're talking about for you, option 2 so far. I'm going to find out some more things, hopefully, to make it clear to you who this person is. And if, as we go on, this person doesn't sound like anybody you know, then feel free to go back and choose another option. There's 7 other options for you to choose from. And in fact, if you felt drawn to any of the others, please just watch those too, because there may be someone else. There may be more than one person who can't stop thinking about you. All right, so for option 2, who is this who cannot stop thinking about option 2? We have El Diablo. Well, option 2, I was not expecting that at all. After I just was so effusive about all the support, all the kumbaya, but they come through as the devil? Okay, I hope that this is like a friendly devil type energy. I hope. I mean, maybe this is a situation in which someone was like cool people, and then something terrible happened, and they showed you that they actually have a dark side. I hope that's not the case, but maybe it is the case. I'm not censoring the readings. So, yeah, I mean, I suppose it's certainly possible. Otherwise, more positively, maybe this is just someone who's a very driven person. Someone who is very goal-oriented and will stop at nothing to achieve their aims. Like, they're just very intense like that. So maybe that's who we're dealing with. I suppose I should mention also, maybe they're just like really sexy, they're very hot, but also like there's a part of your nose that you shouldn't go there, or like there's some reason to like resist. Okay. Interesting, option 2. So let's see what else we can find out about this person. So for option 2, who is this person who cannot stop thinking about them? We have Little Bo Peep. Well, we were just talking about Little Bo Peep in option 1, if you were at all drawn to that. But, you know, you don't have to go back and watch it, you know, if you weren't. We also have Upstairs and Downstairs in his nightgown, and this is Wee Willie Winka. No, Wee Willie Winkle. Yes. Okay, you might be somewhat familiar with that nursery rhyme. Wee Willie Winkle ran through the town upstairs and downstairs in his nightgown. I think that's right. And of course, Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep. She can't tell where to find them, you know. So, this is someone who feels like they've lost their sheep. And I think that their sheep here maybe is you. They feel like they've lost maybe control of you. This energy of the devil seems rather controlling, shall we say. And since this person maybe is kind of in all-consuming type of energy, they prefer for people to be consumed by them, like all consumed, like all up in their grill, or, you know, chasing after them, or I don't know, something like that. Because when I was thinking of sheep, I was thinking of followers. So I don't know if this is someone you have some dealings with on social media. Maybe they have a lot of followers and they get a lot of attention, and you were one of these people at some point, and maybe you still are. You know, I don't want to say that something terrible happened necessarily. That may be some people's story, but not everybody's. Anyway, this person is very worried. They're very worried that they've lost you, and they want to figure out how to get you back. And maybe you're like, no, they haven't lost me. I'm still looking at their photos and, you know, giving them thumbs up or whatever on social media. Okay, that may be, but for some reason this person is feeling like maybe you are more distant, or you're not there as much, like they can't easily see or find you somehow. So they're very concerned, you know, because they want you to be a part of their life, or their social media thing. I don't know if that applies to you. Not everybody is going to have a social media angle. These readings are general, and you should take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay, so let's find out some more about this person. So who is this who cannot stop thinking about option 2? Okay, we have self-made in reverse. I don't usually take reversals, but with this deck, I have been feeling called to do so. It works great, I feel, to use the reversals here. But anyway, this card says, well, when upright, it would say, independent success, overcoming odds, creating your own path, built from nothing. And we also have retirement goals in reverse. Upright, it would say long-term stability, future planning, relaxation earned, living the dream. Okay, so this is immediately bringing me back around to the social media idea, or this idea that this is someone who is either in the spotlight or seeking the spotlight somehow. Maybe they want to be self-made, but they're not there. It could be that they work hard to get noticed, get attention, move forward, but they have not reached a point of being able to just relax and exhale and maybe say go on that luxury vacation that they dream of, because they're still grinding. So this is someone who is, you know, maybe a mogul in progress. And again, yeah, I mean, they're very driven. It's a very driven individual. So I would think that this person is probably pretty work and money and status oriented. But they notice that maybe your eyeballs aren't on them like they were before, or you're literally not engaging with them. At least not how they want you to, not to the extent. Okay, so now let's look at what it is that they are thinking about you, since they're thinking so much about you. So this person who can't stop thinking about option 3, what is it that they're thinking about option 3? What are they actually thinking about option 3? Let's see. It says, so cool, she was like jazz on a summer's day. Music high and sweet. Then she just blew away. That is from the song Valerie by Steve Winwood. Let me see what's at the bottom of the stick here. What is this? What is that? It says, when I'm with you, it's such a good time. That is from I Like the Way by High Five. Okay, so this second song here always gives me a sense of, like puppy love, a high school crush, first love, that kind of thing. Teenage love. So I don't know if any of you watching here are young like that, or if this person maybe is someone from your past, as they call it, from your youth, or from your younger youth, if you're still youthful. But yes, they are remembering, or they are thinking very much about how it was great being around you. They really enjoyed your company, and they thought you were very cool like jazz on a summer's day. Wow, that's poetic. You were like music high and sweet, but then you just blew away. So yeah, they're like, where are you? I can't find you. You're not in my grill anymore. You're not around, or I can't tell that you're fangirling all over me, or fanguying. Is that a word? But yeah, like they miss you. This person can't stop thinking about how cool you were and how much fun you were. I guess they managed to squeeze in thoughts of you while they're maybe taking a few seconds of break time from whatever they're trying to accomplish with their career, or something like a career. Okay, let's see what else we can find out. So what exactly is it that this person is thinking about option 2? We have the Ace of Swords, and we have the High Priestess. Okay, this person, it looks like they have had some kind of realization about you. Maybe it came through their intuition with the High Priestess here. And now they can't shake it. It's just this lingering thought in their mind about you. Whatever that something is, it does seem that, like I said, they miss you. They wonder what's going on with you, or where you are, or why you're not, paying attention to them at all, or maybe not as much attention, something like that. They think you're being very mysterious, or just quiet. But they feel like it's a meaningful quietness, like, well, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, but, I find that silence is probably worth 1,000,000, because you don't really know what to make of it, do you? Other than that something's probably wrong. And then you got to, you know, figure out what that something is, or at least it kind of invites you, the space, you know, like it's a vacuum. It pulls your curiosity in, and it could be any number of reasons why the silence is happening. But yeah, this person is probably just wondering why. Why is this person not there? Why are they quiet? Why aren't they as active or as interested in me? This is an interesting person here, option 2. Okay, let's now look at why they cannot stop thinking about you, option 2. This might clear some things up here. Why is it that this person cannot stop thinking about option 2? We have fantasy. And sensuality. Okay, well, I guess that's pretty self-explanatory. They are fantasizing about you in a romantic way, in a physical way, in a sexual way, in a sensual way, you know, and they're just thinking about it. They're imagining what it would be like, or if this is someone you've actually had those types of interactions with in the past, they are reminiscing about it. And so it's the enjoyment that they had when I'm with you is such a good time. It was such a good time, whatever it was you were doing. And yeah, it's playing on their mind and they want more. But where are you? They don't get it. They don't understand. Okay, so option 2, that is your reading. That is who cannot stop thinking about you and why. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, option 3, if you chose Quintile with the unicorn, this will be your reading. Again, we are answering the question, who can't stop thinking about you and why? So you chose the Quintile, which carries a lot of creative energy. And there's an intricacy to it as well, because the Quintile is actually an astrological configuration in which several planets kind of align. You know, you hear people saying, when the stars align. Well, that's what's happening with a Quintile. And I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's 5 planets have to align in a special way, in a certain way, to create this configuration. And it's made up of a lot of what they call easeful aspects. So there's a lot of positivity here. And it manifests as ingenuity, creativity, as I was saying. And with the unicorn here, that is definitely indicating something special. So this may be someone, this person who can't stop thinking of you, someone who you've collaborated with on some kind of creative project. It could be someone who you've enjoyed artistic or creative products or things or experiences with. Think going to concerts or galleries, or, well, it doesn't have to be artistic necessarily, but you probably catch my drift. But there's a lot of good energy here that this person feels towards you, and they feel like you are very special, and the two of you together are very special because of this ability to create together. This ability to, I was going to say have a harmonious environment, but it's kind of funny because I'm talking and it's reminding me of, I think it's option 1, if you were at all drawn to that might have some messages for you as well. But if not, it's okay. You can stay here. Actually, I'd like for you to stay here with this one anyway at least until after this is over. And then you can go back to that one if you feel like it. No pressure. Anyway, yes, so this is happy energy. This is pleasant. This is fondness. This is coming together with somebody and actually like making something that's enjoyable or worthwhile, even if that something is just a bunch of memories. Okay, so that's the first impressions here of who this is. Now, as we go on, and if you don't recognize this person, you can go choose another option. I won't feel hurt. But anyway, let's find out more about this person who we're talking about here. So who is this person who cannot stop thinking about option 3? We've got La Dama. I think that's the lady. Okay, so we're dealing here with a feminine energy. So I don't know. I actually, when I decided to do this reading, I was having the intention to bring through messages that are romantic, but this might or might not be romantic here. Because we have the lady, this person is showing up in feminine energy. Now, it doesn't mean the person is actually female. They could be male or female and just showing up in the feminine energy. Or this could be a group where there are people watching who are involved in same-sex relationships. In such case, hello there. Welcome. But this person is someone who's probably very fashionable. Okay, someone who is very particular about where they go. I don't know. I don't want to say they're necessarily like a snob, but they've got well-developed tastes, shall we say. And when something is not aligning with their taste, then you probably will hear about it or know about it. They don't keep it a secret. This person may be very attractive also. Okay, let's see. So that is a person who cannot stop thinking about you. But let's see what else we can find out here about this person. Whether this person is platonic or romantic. Okay, so who is this person? Am I ready for this yet? Let me think. No. Okay, I almost went against my little script here. I'm trying to be uniform for every option. So this is the next set of cards I draw from. Okay, so who is this person who cannot stop thinking about option 3? Okay, we have cannot put Humpty Dumpty together again. And yes, Mary, have I 3 bags full. Okay, so this first card is from Humpty Dumpty, you know, that nursery rhyme. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, etc. And this one is from, I think this is Ba Ba Black Sheep, have you any wool? Or is that ba, like ba, ba, like a sheep, like sheep do? Okay, anyway. So the person that cannot stop thinking about you probably feels like they've done something or something happened between you that brought things crashing down, because it sounds like it was such a good experience, relationship that you were having, thing you had going on, and then it went splat. And now it's like this person believes you can't put the egg back in the shell, like you can't correct the mistake. You know, you can't undo what happened. But this person really values you, really values your presence in their life. They felt like you brought a lot of value and abundance. It could have been just an abundance of creativity and fun, but it may be that, again, if this is some kind of creative collaboration, that you brought a lot of really great ideas, and it's just not the same without you. I don't know if you are still having dealings with this person or not, but the tone of the reading is like, maybe not. But I want to, make this reading accessible for people who are in communication with such a person. So, I always say, I mean, take what resonates, but certainly this idea that something happened that was very damaging to the relationship, it's coming through here. So whether you still are in an ongoing relationship with this person or not, this is sticking out like a sore thumb. All right, so let's see what else we can find out about who this person is. Who is this person who cannot stop thinking about option 3? We have commitment issues reversed. Yes, I'm reading a reversal. I read reversals with this deck, by the way. That's very unusual for me. I pretty much don't ever read reversals. But anyway, back to the reading. This card upright would say, afraid to settle down, avoiding intimacy, fear of loss of freedom, and it's complicated. Let's see what else we got here. We also have me versus me reversed. Upright, it would say self-competition, personal growth, becoming better than yesterday, and my only competition. I assume my only competition is me, but it doesn't actually say that. Okay. So I guess it's kind of good that both of these are, well, I won't say both. It's good that this one's reversed, I would say, though. I mean, commitment issues reversed means they don't have commitment issues. It wasn't that they were afraid to settle down. It's not that they were avoiding intimacy or, getting closer. Since it seems there was some kind of problem here. So it wasn't that. It also wasn't a kind of, I would say, self-centeredness that was going on either. It wasn't that they were being, I don't know, selfish or something like that. No, I guess you would know better than me exactly what this is all about. But I hope you are recognizing who this is. If not, choose another pile. But this is looking like someone you probably had some kind of issue with. And the cards are coming through probably to, just inform you here that, in case you were wondering, it wasn't a lack of commitment or fear of commitment or selfishness that caused whatever happened. I don't know what actually did cause whatever happened, but that would be a topic for another reading. And right now, we're simply trying to find out who can't stop thinking about you and why. So now let's move on and see what exactly it is that they are thinking about you, since they're thinking so very much about you, option 3. What is this person actually thinking about option 3? If they're thinking so hard, so much, what are they actually thinking about option 3? Let's see. We have, usually do that. Oh, we can make love in the bedroom, in the hallway, in the shower, on the patio, on the kitchen floor. This is from the song Anywhere by 112. Ooh, spicy option 3. I wasn't expecting that. Let me see what's on the bottom of this deck. Okay, we have, you could have a steam train if you'd just lay down your tracks. This is from the song Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel. So they're very much thinking about what could be between the two of you. You know, if only you would let it be. You know, they say, oh, I'm ready at any time you want. You know, and I'm ready for whatever, whatever you might have in mind, anytime that you want. So there's a lot of fantasizing going on here. This is strong sexual energy here. I mentioned creativity, but what I didn't mention was procreativity. But yeah, I guess that is kind of possible here. And we got the egg here with the Humpty Dumpty here, you know, an egg. You know, eggs get fertilized during reproduction, human reproduction. But I don't know here because, you know, the egg went splat. So maybe there was actually some kind of bedroom issue if this is a romantic someone for some of you. But they fantasize still about the physical element of the relationship, or at least that they would like to have that. This is very much on their mind. It's one of the things they can't stop thinking about. So again, maybe, I don't know, a picture is developing here. Maybe if this is a romantic interest or connection for you, maybe this person, I don't know, removed themselves, and you thought it was because they were afraid of intimacy, and maybe it was just that they have an intimacy problem. You thought maybe they were just being selfish, but actually it wasn't that. It was perhaps just I don't know, shame or embarrassment over the problem. I don't know. Take what resonates. Let's see. So tell us more about exactly what this person can't stop thinking about option 3. We have the 6 of Swords and the 3 of Coins. Now that's interesting. You know, as I was just saying, the picture was emerging here of a situation in which maybe somebody ran away. And this person can't stop thinking about that. If they are the one who ran away, and that seems to be the storyline here for a lot of you, they can't stop thinking about it. Now, if you're the one who detached and moved on from them, they can't stop thinking about that. And they feel like there's some irreparable damage here. Even though it seems they do believe that the two of you were working well together and can work well together and do work well together. So this is kind of it's a double-mindedness, maybe, you know, like it's over, I'm moving on, or they're moving on, but I just can't forget, you know, how good we were together, how good we could be together. And yeah, actually, this could be about collaboration, you know, and I was talking about bedroom stuff. And certainly this card looks very much like bedroom stuff, but I suppose there's an interpretation in which it could just be, you know, if we're talking about a platonic thing and a collaboration with someone, I guess making love could be considered a type of collaboration. And what they can't stop thinking about is all the different things and projects that the two of you could work on and just knock out of the park. Okay. All right, so finally, let's see why they cannot stop thinking about you, option 3. I'm not going to lay these down, but I will show them because they want to be shown. Irresistibility and trust. They cannot stop thinking about you because you are irresistible. Also, there's this sense like they want to be able to maybe get out of their own head and set aside their own fears, doubts, shame, whatever the issue here is, and come together with you. You know, but they think they'd be maybe taking a leap of faith to do that, and that's scary to them. But that's not answering my question so much because I want to know why. Even I guess maybe not exactly. Anyway, so why does this person who can't stop thinking about option 3, why does this person keep on thinking about option 3? Why is it that they can't stop thinking about option 3? Ooh, neediness. You can see there, this person is leaving. The woman in the yellow dress is leaving. She's out the door. But this guy is down on his knees begging her, please don't go. Please don't. And let's see. We also have using. So here we have a woman basically making a pathway out of people, and she's like just stepping over their heads. It looks like a bunch of men, perhaps. Interesting. Well, so this person cannot stop thinking about you because they're feeling like maybe they need you. There's a neediness coming through here. Like they don't want it to be over. We talked about, you know, like there's a sense of moving on or because it's over, but at the same time there's a sense of, oh, but this person's like Lot's wife looking over their shoulder, like it what was, you know. But the using is somewhat concerning. Because I'm not sure, but I guess this person may be worried that they're coming across as someone who is a user. And maybe they want to explain to you that that's not the case. Maybe they want to explain to you like what the heck went down, like I was talking about before, like why they went away, if they went away, or why things fell apart, how they contributed to that. Otherwise, though, I mean, I guess I kind of should mention there's a sense of maybe a warning here, like it could be that they see you as a way of coping with something like a what would you call it? I was gonna say like a drug, but I don't. That's not. I think the word I was looking for. I don't think that was the word I was looking for. Maybe like a security blanket. I feel like that's still not quite what I mean, but yeah, there's a sense here like that this person, even though they're coming across again, they're not actually self-centered, and yet there's this using energy. So again, I think maybe they imagine that they come across this way, or you they're afraid you think of them this way, but there's also the possibility that they could actually have this element of using people for their own to make themselves feel better some kind of way. Which means that this person has issues, you know, they may not be the ones you thought. They've got something else going on potentially. You know, I hate to leave the reading in such a way. Let's see. Hey, this is just for you, and shh, don't tell the other groups So can we get some advice for option 3, like in regard to this person? Should this person like reappear if they're still there or whatever? Like, what is the advice for option 3? Like, how should option 3 deal with this person, approach this person? Let's see. We got strong and brave. Oh, okay. And we've got protected. Okay, well, the card is saying, be strong and be brave. You are protected in this situation, so don't be concerned. You know, I probably just raised your hackles, right? Talking about this person could be a user, you know, but hopefully they're not. Like I said, I'm not sure if this is just that they think that they could come across that way, or if there's a fact, maybe there's some truth to that in some kind of way. So, yeah, you are protected in your dealings with them as long as you remain clear-headed and you maintain firm boundaries about what you require and what you will and will not tolerate. Okay, option 3, this is your reading. That is all about who cannot stop thinking about you and why. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, so now we're going to move on. Get all this stuff out of the way. Okay, hello there. Option 4. If you chose square with Boss Babe, this will be your reading. We are answering the question, who cannot stop thinking about you and why? So the fact that you chose the square suggests that this person that can't stop thinking about you is someone you probably had some tense interactions with. You may just have a difficult relationship with this person. There's an energy here of both people wanting to assert their dominance. This is sounding all very like what was it called? Wild Kingdom or something. Does that show still? That probably doesn't still come on on TV. There's this program called Wild Kingdom. Might have been on like PBS or something, or maybe not. But anyway, you know, they would like showcase animals out in the wild, you know, like alligator versus I don't know, what would an alligator be fighting for dominance with? Alligator versus, I was going to say penguin, that's totally wrong. Alligator versus gazelle, that probably is not right either. Well, you get the idea, though. I mean, like two animals, like, you know, you got the prey and you got the predator, or you got the two predators, but one is like the apex predator and the other one is, well, sub-apex, I don't know what you call them, tier 2 predator, I don't know. And they're going at it because they're fighting for dominance. And so that's the energy we got here with this square. And in fact, here, the little charm on the card says Boss Babe. So, one or both of you, maybe both of you feel like you want to be the boss babe, and that is independent of gender. So you could be a male with boss babe energy or boss babe aspirations, or female. But anyway, yeah, so there's this kind of tension and challenge, you know, like you're challenging each other. It's, you know, always, it seems, coming back around to clashing with each other. Like this would be someone you had, again, like a probably difficult situation or a difficult relationship with, but at the same time it's compelling. Like both people want to win, so they keep engaging. So there is an attraction here, and if you know, like sparring, then this probably is a, you know, a relationship dynamic you would find invigorating and exciting. But if you don't like fighting, then it's just difficult and eventually exhausting is what I'd say. So I don't know if you're still involved with this person, if they're still in your life or not. We'll see if we get more information on that. But yeah, that's the waterfront. Okay, let me see. So, who is this person who cannot stop thinking about option 4? Let's find out some more information here. We've got El Barrel, or El Barril, maybe. It's a barrel, though, in English. So, this gives me the sense of someone who's probably who's got you over a barrel, or you've got them over a barrel. I don't know if you're familiar with the expression, but it's kind of, again, it's like the difficulty here. It's like you're getting in each other's way somehow of achieving your goals, and maybe it's because you know, you want to be the shot caller, but they want to be the shot caller, and you know what do they say? You know, you can only have one king in the kingdom, okay? You know, so you get the sense of here again of the difficulty, you know, between the two of you. Yes, let's see what else we can find out about this person. Who is it who cannot stop thinking about option 4? We have kissed the girls and made them cry. And the dish ran away with the spoon. Okay, so this card is a scene from the nursery rhyme Georgie Porgy Pudding Pie. You may remember it. Kissed the girls and made them cry. This one is from Hey Diddle Diddle, the cat and the fiddle. The cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such a sport, and the dish ran away with the spoon. And that's what you got here, the dish running away with the spoon. Okay, well, maybe you did come to some kind of ending with this person. Maybe, I mean, and maybe they ran off with somebody else, or you ran off with somebody else. I mean, like, there's some drama here. Here it kissed the girls and made them cry. Like somebody is getting around, and it's not respectful. Okay, you're not respecting someone by doing that. Whichever one of you was doing that, or at least there was that sense, like someone was maybe very flirtatious, and I'm going to take it maybe it was this person. This person was very flirtatious at the very least with other people, and in the end, either you believe that they ran off with someone else, or that they wanted to run off with someone else, and that's that. If things have ended, maybe this is still ongoing. Yeah, take what resonates, because lots of people are watching, I hope, and so different people will have different scenarios going on, but yeah, there's a sense of like incredulity, though, like this is unbelievable, not to mention unacceptable and disrespectful. Like I said, like there's this some outrageous something here. Okay, so in case you still don't know who this is, who is this person who cannot stop thinking about option 4? I take reversals, by the way, in this deck, and that's pretty much the only deck I take reversals in. Don't want to interrupt your reading too much with it, though. Just wanted to point it out. So we have sugar-coated reversed. Upright, it would say sweet but deceptive words, empty compliments, hidden insults, too good to be true. And let's see what else we got here. We've got trust the signs. Paying attention to guidance, universe speaking clearly, following intuition, message received. So this is somebody who is not sugar-coated. So this person is not sugar and spice and everything nice. We already were talking about the tension, the sparring, the outrageous behavior somebody is exhibiting here. Let me see. I'm feeling like I should mention a song. There's a song coming through. What's the name of that song? Heaven Sent by Esthero. Let me make a note. I'll include the song, a link to the song in the description. But this song is basically about someone who, well, it seems that they decided to cheat with maybe a friend's boyfriend just because they could. And so the line goes, I'm not heaven sent. So this person maybe is not heaven sent. Maybe not. And then we've actually got this card that's about, the universe speaking clearly. So trust the signs. Like, if there were red flags waving in the wind, then they were there for you to pay attention to that. Because, I think maybe the universe, or perhaps even your own intuition, was speaking loud and clear. Okay, I wasn't expecting quite such a contentious reading, but let's continue. So somehow this is the person, though, who cannot stop thinking about you, option 4. Now, if this sounds like nothing you recognize, no one you recognize, then you can go back and choose another option. But if this is your story, you recognize this, then stay tuned. We're going to look now at what exactly this person is thinking about you, option 4. So what exactly is this person thinking about option 4, since they can't stop thinking about option 4? What is it that they're thinking? What are they thinking? I will be your man, your protector, your best friend, till my humble life is ended and time begins again. That is from the song Happily Ever After by Case, featuring Faith Evans. Let's see now, what's on the bottom of this deck? Okay, making love every time we do, girl, is worse than drugs, 'cause I'm an addict of you. That is from Feenin by Jodeci. Okay, so I have to say that this happily ever after energy was not expected. Option 4. Cards always surprise me. Well, I mean, always, but often enough. But that shows maybe this is a multifaceted individual and your situation is complicated. I did say something about challenges, early on. But yeah, this person can't stop thinking about you because they apparently want to be with you. I mean, like, they want to be with you for the rest of your lives. Really? That is what it says. I mean, like, maybe this person is reformed. Maybe they're not gonna be chasing mini skirts. Another song is coming through. What is the name of that song? It's a Toni song. It goes something like, where did we go wrong? So I'm going to link that too. Wow, you've got a lot of songs, option 4, but you've got a complex situation, it sounds like. Okay. So I'm just making a note here. It may actually be called Where Did We Go Wrong, but I'm not sure if that's the name of it. It's by Toni. But like I said, I'll look it up and link it for you. But yeah, it's very unexpected that this person would be thinking this way about you, maybe because of everything that went down. But that is what is coming through, that this is why they cannot stop thinking about you. Option 4, because they want to be with you forever. Okay. And then this is obviously sexual thought here. Making love every time we do is worse than drugs. Oh, they're an addict of you. Oh, so they are just addicted to you. Option 4. And so these are the thoughts in their head, why they can't stop thinking about you. I can't help but wonder why it is that all this drama was happening. If they, like I said, did they have a change of heart and mind? Did they grow up and mature? I don't know. Okay, so can you tell us more about what exactly this person who can't stop thinking about option 4 is thinking specifically? Oh, okay, we got the 8 of Wands. Okay, I'm not going to put this down, but apparently this person wants to reach out to you, reach out and touch you. Okay, but that's somewhat of a side message. Let's see if I can get a couple cards down on the table here. Again, what exactly is this person thinking about option 4? We have the 2 of Swords and the King of Swords. Okay, so we got a lot of air energy here. I know some people like to hear the astrological signs, so these are air signs: Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Seems kind of hard to believe that we'd be talking about a Libra here, but hey, maybe. I'm going to say it was a somewhat atypical Libra. I don't know. But anyway, this seems more like a Gemini. Doesn't have to be, though. I know people like to hear that. That's the energy, though. There's air energy here. And so that indicates that this is more someone who, is a thinker and not a feeler. So they, go about life with the belief that if I can do it and I like it, then it's okay, So yeah, it's kind of a it's not an emotional energy. Which is quite interesting, because I feel like they caused a lot of emotion in somebody, maybe in you, maybe in other people, and other people involved. But it seems that they are perhaps coming to acknowledge something that they already kind of knew, which is that again, their behavior maybe is not really the best. Like, you can't really justify it by saying, well, I just wanted to do it and I could, and they all participated, so it was all right. That's something that maybe the person now is coming to realize that is a bad way to think. It's a bad way to treat other people. And so they have come to recognize now that maybe they had something special with you, and they want that back, or they want to repair the damage if somehow, as I said earlier, you're still involved with this person, which you may be. But yeah, there's a lot of drama here. But yes, now they are convinced, they are thoroughly convinced that they want to be with you. And so the question now is just, I think for them, how are they going to overcome the problems? How are they going to overcome your likely suspiciousness? Like, you maybe will not trust this person. You know, they make these actual claims. So they got to probably figure out, I don't know how they figure it out, but yeah, they're trying to figure it out. How to make things right, to come back to, you know, to be able to have this happily ever after outcome with you. Okay, so why is this person constantly thinking about option 4? Why is it that this person cannot stop thinking about option 4? We have betrayal and love. Wow, option 4. So this person, in their own way, they love you. And I'm thinking here there's an acknowledgement that they know they betrayed you, and that's, I'm reading this as though, you know, they're the problematic person. I tend to think well of my viewers and assume that they're not engaging in, you know, not so nice behavior. I have a bias, you know, towards the other person, generally speaking. But anyway, you know, these readings, a lot of times, you know, you can see that, well, actually, no, I'm the one who was doing this or that, or this or that or the other, and that's fine. You know, sometimes the energies actually, you know, the roles are reversed. But I tend to think here that maybe you were the injured party, or the one that was injured more. And here there's this acknowledgement that the person realizes that they betrayed you, but they also realize that they love you. And this is why they cannot stop thinking about you, because they want to be with you till death do you part, which is pretty heavy. Okay, option 4, this is your reading. This is who cannot stop thinking about you and why. Thank you so much for joining me. Carry on. Hello there, option 5. If you chose Trine with the rainbow and cloud, this will be your reading. So we're answering the question, who can't stop thinking about you and why? You chose the Trine, which is very easeful, relaxed, and usually positive and pleasant energy. There's the sense that things just flow between you and this person. It's easy, you know, or at least there's a lot that's easy about the connection, about the association. You kind of give each other, let's say, the benefit of the doubt. So you're not necessarily like reacting to things that You're not reacting in some kind of extreme way, like without thinking and that sort of thing. If there's something that seems not to your liking about the person, and they would similarly treat you that way with kind of a generosity of thinking. They think well of you and think the best of you, the better of you, as opposed to being maybe more pessimistic or suspicious of you and your motives. No, this is just kind of a smooth coming together type energy. And so there's compatibility here that neither person has to really work hard with, you know. But even though there's compatibility, there's enough differentness to keep it interesting between the two of you. Here I get the sense of fun and play and adventure and teaching and learning. And just again, like this overall enjoyment. With the rainbow here, there's again this sense of vibrancy, of hope, of beauty. And this is despite having the cloud here, the dark cloud. There's kind of a sense of maybe uplifting each other in times of trouble or difficulty, lending each other your optimism about how things will work out well, and just buoying each other up that way. With the rainbow, though, I should also mention that this is I believe an LGBTQ plus symbol. So hello there, welcome if you're here with me for this reading. So that may be a part of your connection with this person, maybe a same-sex connection, whether that's romantic or platonic. But let's see what else we can find out about this person who cannot stop thinking about you, option 5. So who is this person who cannot stop thinking about option 5? Let's see. So we have La Chalupa. Spanish speakers will have to help me out. I wish I would just like sit down and study and actually learn what some of these terms mean. But it's a woman in a canoe, and she's got, looks like produce. And I'm to understand she's like maybe in business for herself, or just trying to get by, and she has some produce. Maybe she grew it herself, and so she's traveling maybe to some kind of central location, a marketplace, so that she can sell her wares. So we have that here, this entrepreneurial spirit. It could be that the person we're talking about is in business for himself or herself. It could be male or female here, even though there is a woman depicted here, so it may actually be a woman, but it doesn't have to be, who is thinking of you constantly. But anyway, yes, very determined individual, a hard worker, someone who I think comes across as being, genuine and honest and decent. Okay, I hope the cards don't contradict me. But if they do, hey, we'll roll with it. But anyway, let's see what else we can find out here, option 5, about this person. So who is this who cannot stop thinking about option 5? We have, but none for the little boy who cries in the lane. We also have, and Jill came tumbling after. So this card is from Bad Bad Black Sheep. That's from the nursery rhyme. And this is from Jack and Jill. This is Bad Bad Black Sheep, have you any wool? This is Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Now, I think maybe we are getting the ending scene in both of these cards. So I don't know if that means that perhaps you had an ending with this person. It looks like something happened, though. That is a recurring theme in these groups, by the way. That maybe something happened and there was some disruption to your relationship. It's certainly possible there are people watching who are still in contact with who can't stop thinking about them. So take what resonates. But for those of you who are not in contact with this person, I mean, it does come through here that there was some kind of issue. Someone was left in tears. Okay, like somebody didn't get what they wanted. It says, but none for the little boy who cries in the lane. So there's someone maybe who was being childish somehow, and maybe the adult figure in the situation denied this childish person something, and they got upset. The childish person got upset there. And then, somebody took a fall. Somebody... something happened that was maybe embarrassing to this individual. Here I'm getting the sense fairly explicitly of butt hurt. So something happened, somebody didn't like it, they were butt hurt, okay? That's one scenario. I could see, though, that maybe there's something else going on here where you just have someone who is very sensitive, which I wouldn't expect from the things I was talking about earlier, about this person being, industrious and honest and decent and true. But this person could have another side to them where they're also kind of inclined to, take on a poor me type of mentality, if something goes wrong in their life. In such case, yeah, this is a multifaceted individual, if that's what's going on here. So take what resonates. Maybe I'm thinking that's two different scenarios there, kind of a diverging reading. We'll see if we can bring things back together or if they just stay divergent. But let's see what else we can find out. Option 5. So who is this person who cannot stop thinking about option 5? We have fake flex, but it's reversed. And by the way, I take reversals with that deck. This deck only. But anyway, fake flex. If it were upright, it would say pretending wealth, showing off borrowed luxury, deceptive bragging, rich on Instagram, but broke in real life. Okay. Now there's an opposition here, though. That means saying opposition. There's, maybe you want to check out the opposition reading too, which I have yet to do, but it's, I think, option 8. See you there if you were attracted to that. Since I just somehow stumbled and accidentally mentioned opposition. But anyway, I meant to say reversal. Let's see what else we got here. Another reversal. It says divine intervention. Upright, it would say unexpected guidance, universe stepping in, redirected paths, and saved just in time. So both of these are reversed. So we take, like the opposite meaning. So this person is not engaging in some kind of feigned wealth. They're not bragging on social media about all the stuff they got and all the success they're having, when in reality they are poor and broke and unsuccessful. So that's not the person here. This is probably somebody who actually has something. We were talking about them being hardworking and industrious. Maybe they flaunt it on social media, or maybe they don't. But, this is someone, as I was saying, who's a hard worker. So they may actually have some wealth and material goods to show for it, whether they are out there about it or not. Maybe they're more low key. I would expect this person actually, honestly, to be more low key. But hey, I suppose it's possible that you might get some sense, some sense of what they've got, from social media if they're on there. I just want to mention, because I never noticed this in this card before, but this person has a gold tooth. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that there? Gold tooth. Which, okay. So, I don't know if your person has a gold tooth, or maybe they just have some really good dental work. There's maybe another way you could recognize them. Their teeth look great, or they've got, I don't know, maybe, I would think only 0.0001% of people watching might know this person as someone who has like a grill or something like that with their teeth. Or maybe they've got that procedure done where you can like get your, what are they called? The teeth, they call them the dog's teeth. The pointy ones on the top of your mouth, the top row of teeth. Kind of near the front. The ones that have the kind of sharper points on them. Apparently, it's a thing for people to go get them sharpened so they're even sharper. And I don't know if they're trying to go with the vampire look or what. But anyway, your person, I was drawn to the teeth, so your person may have some kind of tooth thing. And like I said, it might be that they've got great dental work, or it might be that they've got, not so great teeth. I don't know. So yeah, take that as it resonates, if that makes sense to you. But yes, so this person is not a faker with regard to their material wealth. They're not, exaggerating about what they've got. And also, I feel like this person is, again, yeah, very practical, down to earth, not probably not spiritual, and if they are something, I mean, like they would be like kind of, what would you call them, nominally religious, or like they go through the motions because of some other reason, like, oh well, that I was raised in a family that practiced that religion, or it's something we do in my community, or I enjoy the group activities or whatever, but this is not really a spiritual person. I don't think this is a spiritual person. Okay, so that is who cannot stop thinking about you. Option 5. Now let's look and see what exactly it is that they're thinking about you. Since they cannot stop thinking about you, what is it that they're thinking about you? Specifically, what specifically are they thinking about you? Let's see. Huh. It says, your love is better than any love I know. It's like thunder, lightning. And that is from the song Knock on Wood by Floyd. I'll be linking these songs in the description, by the way. Let's see what else we got here at the bottom of this deck. Got never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. That is from Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley. I feel like Rick Astley was something of a one-hit wonder, even though he might have another song. I just don't remember it. But I think this was from the 80s. So, I find it interesting that we've got this person crying here, but then here, what this person can't stop thinking in regard to you is that they're never going to make you cry. What? So did they not make you cry? Or they did make you cry, and now they don't ever want that to happen ever, ever, ever again. It's just so terrible that, they are determined and committed to making the rest of your life happy. Okay? Because it says they're never going to say goodbye either. Like they're not going to give you up. They're not leaving. Okay? They're not leaving. Even though this person here is on a boat going down the river. They're not leaving. Now, at least they don't want to leave. I mean, I don't know if you've banished them, but they are not going. And that's another song. And I am telling you, I am not going. And I can't remember who sang that, but I will link it in the description along with these other two songs. I think before I might have said, no, that was another song. Anyway, yeah, I can't remember who sings it. Probably more than one person has covered it by now, but I'll try to link the person who's the OG singer, or at least the one who's the most well known to have for having sung this song. That is, I don't necessarily say it's the most well known person who sang it. Okay, so it looks like this person also has on their mind that they really enjoyed your intimate times. If you have had intimate times with this person, that is. Maybe you haven't, but they seem to think that it would rock their world if they did. And so I'm thinking maybe they already did. And if they did already, for some of you, if this resonates with you, then it was, like thunder and lightning. And they're very much remembering all of that. It was like, whoa, to them. Like this Jill character here falling down the hill, just gobsmacked is how they felt. How they still feel, how they still remember it. But again, if not, if you haven't had such a thing going on with this person, then maybe they just have that as a fantasy, and they just keep thinking about you and this fantasy of how awesome it would be to be with you that way. Yeah, that's what they're thinking. Okay, let's see what else we can find out about what they're thinking about you. So, what exactly is this person thinking about option 5? What exactly are they thinking? We have the Emperor, and we have the 6 of Coins. Okay, so we got Aries on the board, and we got some earth signs. I was talking already about this earth energy of the practicality, the work orientation, having material things, but maybe not being like flashy about it. But anyway, so the earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Yeah, and we got Aries. So your person could be one of those signs, could have moon or the rising sign in one of these signs, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be the case, but I know people like to hear astrological signs thrown out, so there you go. But yeah, this person is thinking about how they want to be in control of the situation with you. I don't want to say they want to control you, but I mean, here they are never going to say goodbye. They are never going to give you up. I mean, that sounds pretty, I don't want to say controlling, but I don't know if I want to say possessive. They're kind of possessive. Yeah, they kind of are. We got, look at that. You see, we got that bull face right there. You see that? That's Taurus energy. So, yes. Taurus can be possessive. Okay. So yes, this person is thinking about how they want to have you and hold you and keep you. I don't think it's necessarily negative. Like I said, they're a tad possessive, but it seems that the intentions are good, or at least not bad. Like I said, I don't know what happened here, if something happened, but yeah, they seem to have some kind of strong intention to make it up to you. Okay. So that's what they can't stop thinking about regarding you. So let's see why they cannot stop thinking about you. So why? Oh my goodness. Oh, wait a second. Cards flying all over the place. Let me see. Did I get everything? Okay. All these cards. I can't. I guess this person, there's a lot of reasons why. I just wanted to draw some cards, you know, like 2, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at all that. They're like, hey, we want our cameo. All right, so this is the first one. It says trust. Y'all are special because the other groups just got 2 cards. Even though sometimes other cards did want to flip out. I gave them their little 5 seconds of fame. All right, we also have fear of commitment, which is quite interesting, right beside trust. We have true love. We've got risk. Move this up. Make sure I can try to make room for all this. Okay. We've got giving oneself. And we've got irresistibility. Okay, so why they can't stop thinking about you, option 5. Let me count the ways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's true love to them. They feel like they truly love you. And there's true love between you. Okay? They want to trust you. But there is a fear of commitment here. But they keep thinking about you because they want to, I think they want to stop being afraid, you know. They want to take a chance with you. They want to give of themselves. They want to take the risk. Yeah, they want to take the risk. And you are irresistible to them. So these are the many reasons why they cannot stop thinking about you, option 5. So I'm happy to see all this coming through because it does go back to what I was talking about in the beginning, that there was just such a compatibility and flow to your relationship that this person is recognizing. At least they are now, so they can't stop thinking about you. Okay, so option 5, that is your reading. Thank you for joining me. Okay, option 6. If you chose Quincunx and or the cactus plant, this will be your reading. The question we are answering is, who cannot stop thinking about you and why? You chose Quincunx, which is an astrological aspect of kind of an attempt. I'll describe it as an attempt to bring together some perhaps inherently incompatible energies. So this is a case of someone who certainly, I guess, other people would look at and say, hey, they don't seem like they would fit. They don't seem like they'd go together. And you perhaps have gotten to know this person enough to know that, hey, we don't seem like we would fit or go together, but we try. There's a trying here. I think there's an element of fascination, you know, because you kind of look at them and they look at you and you both think, you know, they're really not like me, but it's so interesting. and you kind of like want to know more, like why they do what they do, why they are how they are, and they feel that way about you too. This is a mutuality, and the good thing about it is that the two people actually do, at least initially, when there's an initial attraction, want to come together, want to kind of try and find common ground. But there's always a danger that the two people or one of the two people will give up because, you know, it's not energy that's flowing easily. And it may be that some people will decide, oh, well, the person is just too different. But I don't know what your situation is, but that's the first impressions here of who this person is who can't stop thinking about you. It's someone who maybe doesn't seem like a fit for you. Okay, let's see. Or at least to hear other people tell it, or to hear both of you tell it. So who is this person who cannot stop thinking about option 6? We have La Corona. Okay, so the crown. So this is giving me Leo vibes. This is someone who is perhaps quite self-possessed. They have kind of a quiet authority, a low-key confidence. Okay, I even know actually they might be high-key. They might not hide their confidence. They might, in fact, be coming through as overconfident to some people. I don't know. But yeah, take it as it resonates. But yeah, this is someone who probably is accomplished at something, or at least they give off the energy like they are accomplished at something, which would then enhance their image, if nothing else. That is to say, if there's actually nothing behind the image, well, at least they've got the image. But they may actually have something important going for them, so that they have a reason to be proud, and there's a legitimate claim to, I wasn't going to say claim to fame, but okay, claim to prominence, claim to getting attention, receiving attention, accolades, awards, rewards, status, blah, blah, blah. So that's interesting. So this is somebody who may be seen or known. It doesn't mean that they're literally famous, of course, but they may be famous on a small scale. Yeah. At the very least, they come across as somebody who thinks they're somebody. Okay, let's continue. So who is this person who cannot stop thinking about option 6? We've got when the boys came out to play. And we've got the sheep's in the meadow, the cow's in the corn. Okay, so this card is a scene from Georgie Porgy, Puddin' Pie, kissed the girls and made them cry. And this card is from Little Boy Blue, Come Blow Your Horn. The sheep's in the meadow, the cow's in the corn. Okay, so this is someone maybe who maybe is not coming across or coming through as the most responsible type of individual. I mean, we talked about, you know, maybe they've got this status or this aura of accomplishment, whether there's something of substance behind the image or not. And this here is indicating that this person is playing around. I suppose it's possible that this person is maybe is or was, maybe that they kind of have a claim to fame. Maybe they're famous in a small town for having been an athlete in high school. You know, okay, college. Maybe they were a college athlete. So there could be, some reason why this person feels like they're somebody, and there might actually have been, this kind of thing. And whether they got any kind of fame or recognition for it or not, they could still have been an athlete or be athletic or something like that. But yeah, but if that's the case, and well, whether that's the case or not, there's a sense here of enjoying life and not taking things seriously, perhaps when they should. It's kind of, like I said, it's maybe not so big on responsibility. For some reason I was thinking punctuality. All those things where, oh, well, you're supposed to be this way if you are an appropriate and high functioning adult. This person maybe is not so great at, maybe. Okay. Who is this person who cannot stop thinking about option 6? We have clickbait, misleading headlines, empty promises, exaggerated truths, not what it seems. And here you see on the laptop screen it says, shocking, you won't believe this story. Okay. We also have, oh, and I do read reversals in this deck, but only for this deck. We have divine timing reversed. Upright, it would say patience required, trusting the process, perfect timing, and when it's meant to be. Okay, so I'm getting the sense here that maybe there was something about this person that you thought was the case or thought was true, but it actually wasn't. It was an exaggeration. I don't know if they somehow made themselves out to be someone who they aren't, or maybe you just somehow got that impression. Again, like if they maybe have all of this glamour that they project, and you thought there was going to be something other than I don't know, a little guy behind a curtain, like in the Wizard of Oz. You thought you were dealing with the Wizard of Oz, but it turns out it was just this totally ordinary looking guy, very boring behind the curtain. I don't know. But yeah, there's something here of misleading, something that's misleading here. Something that they maybe misled you to believe on purpose, like consciously, or that you just got the wrong impression about. But as far as the connection is concerned, or was concerned, this was not a case of divine timing. This was not a case of, right person, wrong time, per se. I'm not saying whether they were the right person or not, but the timing was not something that was being orchestrated by the universe in order for there to be something bigger and better later on, necessarily. It may be that at some point you thought this person could be, because you're so different, maybe you thought that, and I say so different, like as in, it might be demographically different. Maybe there's like a big age gap, or maybe you're from 2 different cultures or 2 different continents or 2 different worlds, some kind of way. And you thought that, there's some deep spiritual, connection we have, like, say, twin flame or something. But maybe not. Maybe this is more like, not that. I won't I won't speculate as to what it is, but maybe you thought it was some grand story here, and it wasn't. Which is not to say, that such things don't exist. It is to say, though, that maybe there was a case of mistaken identity here. perhaps. Okay. So what exactly is this person thinking about option 6? What exactly is it that's on their mind that they keep thinking about regarding option 6? Let's see. Uh-oh. You took my money, you took my time, made me think everything was fine, then you up and ran away? It made me just go crazy. This is from Burn Rubber on Me, Why You Want to Hurt Me by the Gap Band. Okay, let's see what's at the bottom of the deck if I dare. Maybe you might be more than just a one-night lady. This is from the song Matrimony by Maxwell. Okay, option 6. This is very unexpected. But hey, we do have the word shocking over here. And I must say, I'm shocked that this song came out. This is a story about someone being left. Somebody left someone and there was no apparent warning, and it was devastating to this person. It made them just go crazy. So I'm not sure if you left this person and that made them go crazy. I mean, I hope that you didn't take their money. That's here. I don't know. Maybe the person has that kind of thought in their head, though, that maybe somehow you benefited from something they had to offer. Like maybe it was the attention that they got, that you got some attention to because of your association with them, and now they have this kind of negative view here. But yeah, they're having a hard time, I guess, with it, if that is what happened. And now I guess the energy could be reversed. Maybe they did that to you. They left you and you thought everything was fine, and they just went away and it made you go crazy. And they are thinking about that. They're thinking about how devastating that was to you. But then they also are thinking maybe you might be more than just a one-night lady. So they're thinking, well, you could be someone with long-term potential. Now, there's another possibility here. I mean, it says you took my money, you took my time, but maybe it's that they're thinking back to some trauma that they experienced with someone else. Maybe somebody else, not you, did this to them, left them, used them, they feel. And so now that affects their ability to make a commitment to someone else, or have that kind of relationship with someone else because of what happened to them before. So take what resonates there. I'm quite surprised that came out. This is a homemade deck. I wanted it to express a lot of different perspectives. So it does, but yeah, I was not expecting that to come out. I had forgotten that was even in this deck. Okay, well anyway, so that is what they can't stop thinking. It's what they cannot stop thinking about. Let's see what else we can find out here about what they cannot stop thinking regarding you, option 6. So what else is it that they cannot stop thinking about regarding option 6? We have the King of Wands. And we have the Queen of Cups. Okay, so now we got some fire energy and some water energy here, which I already said I got some Leo vibes from early on. And with the King of Wands, we are talking about fire sign energy. That's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But with the Queen of Cups here, that's water sign energy, which is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So it could be that, and maybe there's a pairing here. One of you is a fire sign, or fiery at any rate, and one of you is watery, as they call it. You know, more emotional and sentimental. And that's the, water sign here. But this is a pair, though fire and water tend not to be considered compatible, like we were talking about earlier with the Quincunx, that the two of you don't seem like you would necessarily go together. And here we have a situation in which you got the fire and then you got the water. But what happens when you bring fire to water? The fire heats up the water and perhaps causes it to boil, and then the water evaporates, turns into a gas, steam. Is that correct? Science people, let me know in the comments. But anyway, yeah, so it seems that the effect that the fire sign can have on the water sign is to set them to boil. So it could like really be there could be a lot of emotional turmoil that happens for the water sign because of the fire sign's ways and energy. You could say, well, that's good to a certain extent, to liven up things. Say, in regard to amorous activities, to heat things up in the bedroom is good. But it also may cause the water sign to have to, change in some uncomfortable ways and some extreme ways. And that could be problematic. And then what effect does water have on fire? Well, water puts out fire. It kills it. So it could be that, the fire sign feels like the water sign could be somewhat of a wet blanket at times. So again, the Quincunx energy, the trying to negotiate and make these very different energies blend and work together is indicated here, but this person has that on their mind, the differentness and, the possibilities, let's say good and bad, that will come along with bringing these two very different energies together. See, this person is wondering, maybe you might be more than just a one-night lady or gentleman. If there are any men watching, hello. But yeah, so this person is thinking about, can it work? And they're also thinking about, like in this insecurity maybe that they have. I don't know if it was you or if it was someone else who left them and made them go crazy, and now they're paranoid and they don't trust anybody. Could be something like that. But that is what they're thinking, that they keep on thinking about regarding you, option 6. Now let's see why they can't stop thinking about you, option 6. Why is it that this person cannot stop thinking about option 6? We've got holding on. Wow. And you can see there is a person grabbing onto the leg of another person, walking out the door of their suitcase. Oh my goodness, please don't leave. And we have disillusionment. Now, the disillusionment card seems to kind of go with the theme I was talking about earlier, that perhaps this person was not as they seemed to you. And so the truth came out. And then you're like, oh wow, that's not what I expected. Kind of like, I didn't expect this card to come out. But yeah, they became, there's a sense of disillusionment here. And I think maybe they feel that. They feel, because here I see that there's a person here, a male, sticking his head through this hole here in the poster that's depicting this, knight. And there's a woman over here, and she is looking and discovering that this is what's going on. That this guy behind the, it's funny because I was talking about, the man behind the curtain, the Wizard of Oz and everything, but this is like, this person is trying to get you to think they're a knight, but you can see that they're not as they try to present. And they are aware that you can see that they are not as they present, and they don't want things to end with you, or they don't want to let you go if things already have ended, so they cannot stop thinking about you, and they cannot stop thinking about how they disillusioned you. It seems to me that they want maybe to try and make things right or set things right again, if that's possible. Anyway, this is your reading, option 6. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, now I'm going to move on to our next reading. We're getting there. Hello there, option 7. If you chose Quindecile, also known as Quindecile, I assume, regular English speakers probably just say Quindecile. Anyway, if you chose Quindecile, Quindecile, or this camera, this is your reading. So the aspect here, Quindecile or Quindecile. We'll just say Quindecile because, I speak English. So the Quindecile aspect is an astrological aspect that denotes obsessive compulsive behaviors and interactions and energy. Okay, interactions. So with you and this person, there's this element of constantly thinking about the other person. I think this probably goes both ways. And also constantly making efforts towards the other person, or constantly wanting to. This is a, situation of just baseline, always thinking of someone, and you can't get them out of your head. They can't get you out of their head. Like I said, I think maybe it's mutual. We'll see. We'll see if something comes out to change my mind. But this could be a mutual thing where you're both kind of obsessed with each other, whether that's low key or high key. And with the camera, maybe this is an obsession that you feed by going online, both of you, and going and checking out the other person's social media, or maybe both of you are involved in taking and posting pictures of yourselves, so in the hopes that the other person will see it. So I don't know if this is an online connection or not. It doesn't have to be, but this obsessively wanting to see and be seen, this is apparently a part of this relationship for many of you. So let's see what else we can find out about you, or rather this person, because we want to know who this is. So who is this person who can't stop thinking about option 7? We have El Cotoro. Okay, that is this bird there. So now this bird is reminding me immediately, just because of what we were just talking about, of a certain social media platform which changed its name to a letter of the alphabet. You know, it has a symbol of a bird, you know, posts to this social media platform are referred to as tweets. So anyway, so I don't know if this is some kind of connection here. Are you talking about the social media element, the seeing and being seen? So it could be that this person is someone you have online dealings with. But if so, it doesn't have to be only online dealings, even though it might be. Could be, but it might not be. But this person probably is, I'll say, someone who probably either enjoys posting, perhaps to that social media platform we were talking about, or they enjoy reading other people's posts, and in particular yours. If you are also on this social media platform, like they're very into that. Okay, so let's see. Who is this person who can't stop thinking about option 7? We have Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. We also have Wee Willie Winky. I think in another option I called him Wee Willie Winkle. Sorry about that. I'm correcting myself now. Not that they will ever know unless they happen to be watching this one too. In such case, hello again to you. I don't remember which option it was now previously. But anyway, so this card is probably pretty obviously from the Humpty Dumpty story. Not a fairy tale, but nursery rhyme. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. And this one is from Wee Willie Winky. Wee Willie Winky runs through the town upstairs and downstairs in his nightgown. You see him there in his nightgown. So, it's interesting to me here that this card depicts our Humpty Dumpty here sitting on a wall here, like kind of on the edge. And then in this card, we've got the bird here perched on this stick here, coming out of this, I don't know what you'd call this. I don't know what that is. Looks like something decorative. It's got a little tiny feed bowl next to it, too. I think that's what that is. Is that a feed bowl? Is that a feed bowl? That's cute. Anyway, so I was drawn to that. Perhaps because there's the sense that this person sits precariously somehow. It could be that your relationship is one in which, perhaps because of the social media or online nature of it, seems or feels or is somewhat uncertain. It's maybe not grounded in real life, or it's not stabilized like it would be, say, if you had like a more conventional type of connection. That's for those of you where it is online only or mostly. But for some of you it won't be, that you're online with this person only or mostly, even though I'd be surprised if you weren't at all like interacting with this person online, if, at the very least looking at their social media or hoping that they're looking at yours. So anyway, yeah, if you're not though so much there, and this is a real world grounded situation, then there's the sense of this being a connection that is not so mundane, not so ordinary, not, oh, like everybody else I ever dated or ever had an interest in. This would be something different. This would be something maybe that feels or seems more elevated, perhaps because of the intensity of the desire, the obsessive compulsive energy and nature of seeking this person out, and then they're seeking you out in whatever way. And we see here wee Willie Winky is running through the town. He's very agitated. So again, I get this sense that, yeah, a sense of obsession, a sense of very much being focused or even over focused on something. I mean, the context here is that it's a relationship with you, so it may be that this person is desperately trying to seek you out wherever they can find you. So if they're online only, they're like trying to figure out as much as they can about your real life. You know, like I don't know if they're, you know, doing some internet research to find out, you know, where you live, you know, what else, where you work. I don't know. So there could be that. And if this is a real world thing, then it could be that they are, everywhere they go, they are looking for you. They're hoping that you're there, you know. Maybe, I don't know why that would be unless you aren't so easy to catch up with for them now. But like I said, there's an obsessive compulsive energy, and I think that it's going both ways. But I suppose if it's only going one way, which is to say they're obsessing over you, then maybe they are looking for you here and there and everywhere. And maybe, I don't know if they're finding you or not, but they're looking, they're hoping. Okay. So now, what else can we find out here about this person? Who is this person? Whoa, okay. Now, no, I'm not going to lay this down, but I'm going to look at it. It says gaslighted, and it's reversed. I take reversals only for this deck. Anyway, upright, it would say reality distortion, emotional manipulation, questioning sanity, you're imagining things. Okay, so since this is reversed, I think this means that maybe you aren't imagining things with regard to this person. So if this is, say, online only and it lacks the quote-unquote real-world grounding, you may worry that maybe it's not really a thing, but the cards are saying, no, it's like a real thing. It may be that this person feels that way, feels that this is a real thing, regardless of the nature of this relationship, whether it's online only, online mostly, grounded in, you know, like I said, in the 3D as they call it, or whatever the case may be. And apparently it affects them deeply because, you know, like I said, I'm feeling very much this obsessive energy. Okay, so let's get back to laying down cards here. Who is this person who cannot stop thinking about option 7? We've got deep fake, convincing lies, altered truths, virtual deception, seeing is no longer believing. And we've got, oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. I can't do anything about the ringing in the house. I'm sorry. I was hoping that wouldn't happen. Well, I gotta figure out a way to make it stop. Anyway, I'm sorry. I apologize profusely to anyone who was wearing earphones and that blew your eardrums out. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm very sorry. But back to the reading. So this is breadcrumbing, but it's reversed. Upright, it would say giving minimal attention, keeping options open, vague promises, and never committing fully. Okay, now that's so interesting because the gaslighting reverse came out and, you know, it's talking about how it's a real thing, but then we have deepfake, convincing lies and altered truths, virtual deception. So it could be that there's something that is not true to life here. Like maybe there's an image that's being portrayed online that isn't totally real, or it's not as it is presented somehow. But I guess you might say good news is that this person is not engaging in any kind of breadcrumbing here. They may in fact be giving you a lot of attention, especially since I was talking about this obsessive energy. I don't know. I mean, it's possible maybe I'm just not convinced that they're like faking you out completely. Even though we have the deep fake here. Let's see, can I get a clarification here? Why is deep fake here? I ask, who is this person? And you say deep fake? Why? What do you mean? What does that mean here? Let me see. Okay, we've got knit together. Okay, well maybe the message here is that they are perhaps feigning, I don't want to say complete indifference, obviously, but the obsessive energy here, and maybe they're not presenting that to you openly. Maybe they are trying to make you think that they're less interested than they are, but they're actually thinking of you constantly. And they're thinking about how they want to come together with you because they feel this bond, this closeness, regardless of what that relationship itself actually looks like or consists of. So maybe that's what's going on here, because I really don't feel like this person is like totally fake. Like I don't think this person's a deep fake. It doesn't go with the energy of the rest of the reading, though I will say you do have kind of the foreboding of Humpty Dumpty, which is to say, I mean, having this kind of obsessive energy devoted to something, at some point, you're going to reach a breaking point and you're going to have to calm down, So it could be that, if someone is stressing themselves too much with their obsessive thinking, that they're headed for a crash and burn, and that's not healthy or good, obviously. But then again, neither is extreme obsession. So anyway, yeah, so I suppose maybe there's a bit of a warning here, but I don't think that the warning is so much about how this person is fake. Maybe there's a few of you out there where the person really is a deep fake, but I doubt it. I don't know. I mean, maybe some of you. I think that's the minority. Anyway, let's see what this person is thinking about you, option 7. What exactly is this person thinking about option 7? Is there, well, you say, yeah, obsessively thinking about option 7. What exactly is it that they're thinking about option 7? Let's see. When I'm in your arms, nothing seems to matter. My whole world could shatter. I don't care. That's from A Groovy Kind of Love by Phil Collins. Okay, and let me see what's at the bottom of the deck here. We got, when I first heard your words spoken with a Latin swerve, girl, you filled my heart and rose my temperature. That is from Spanish Eyes by Mint Condition. Okay, so the song is the title, kind of bringing attention to eyes. Which is interesting because here we've got this person's eyes are closed, or Humpty Dumpty's eyes are closed. Let's see what's going on with this. Okay, something strange here. This face is kind of melting. Anyway. Yeah, so since this card is coming out, though, there could be, is this a multicultural connection? Is it a cross borders connection? Like I said, if this is online only, is it someone who's at a far distance from in another country and maybe another culture? Is that what's going on here? Possibly. You know, this person is very intrigued, though, by you. And maybe if they've heard your voice, they like the accent. And they keep thinking about it. It's, you know, exciting to them. And here, I don't know if they've been in your arms or not. If they have, then, you know, they have this transcendent experience in your arms. And if they haven't been in your arms, then they imagine what that would be like. They think it would be a transcendent kind of experience. You know, and nothing else would matter, you know. Okay, let's see what else we can see about what exactly they are thinking of option 7. So what exactly are they thinking of option 7? They got the Page of Wands and the 7 of Cups. Okay, well, there you go. There's that fantasy element there with the 7 of Cups. So, yeah, there's a lot of daydreaming. They're thinking about imagining everything, all kinds of things and scenarios, you know, and maybe that's going along with the obsessive thinking, that they're thinking so much about so many different possibilities with you, that it's actually maybe, you know, potentially harmful to their mental health. They're also very excited about you. Like, again, you know, you filled my heart and rose my temperature. So, you know, there's a strong attraction here for this person, and there's a sense of exploring and experiencing something new. So, yeah, again, I don't know if you are living in another country or somewhere different where they would, you know, need to travel to you. But yes, there's something here, something that they find exotic and beautiful, and they almost idealize, I think, being with you. And so this is kind of interesting to me, because there's also the sense here of an escape, like that's a way to escape into daydreams about you. And yet, like I said, the obsessive thinking probably isn't actually good for their mental health. So it's funny in a way, because it's, I mean, you know, just daydreaming isn't necessarily bad, but maybe because they take it to some extreme, it becomes bad, or it has the potential to be bad. Okay, so let's see. Why is this person thinking so much about option 7? Why can't this person stop thinking about option 7? Okay, we have romance and adventure. Okay. So, yeah, there you go. We were already talking about that sense of excitement and adventure. And both of these cards, I mean, well, if you can see there, I mean, this one's like, I don't know if they're on some kind of safari or something, but there's a couple here sitting on an elephant. There's an elephant. They're riding an elephant. And they've got binoculars. Well, one of them does. And they're looking at a giraffe peeking up from above this tree here. So they're in this exotic locale and having an adventure. And so again, perhaps you are at a distance, perhaps you are from some other culture, or you live somewhere geographically far. The person finds it all very exciting. And again, romance, with the romance card here, these two people seem to be in some kind of tropical or island, maybe paradise. They're at a beach anyway, with palm trees and a beautiful sunrise. So it seems that this person can't stop thinking about you because they are casting you in this role of their romantic other and their partner in adventure. Okay, so option 7, this is your reading. This is who cannot stop thinking about you and why. Thank you very much for joining me. Okay, option 8, last but not least. If you chose opposition and or the butterfly, this is your reading. We are answering the question, who cannot stop thinking about you and why? So with the opposition, there is a sense of two people who are opposites. But, as they say, opposites attract. Also, opposites sometimes can be like two sides of the same coin. And that's the energy that's here. It's it's not so much that the differentness is getting in the way of the connection. It's more so that maybe both people feel like, hey, that other person completes me, or they are strong where I'm weak, and I am strong where they're weak. So we work together as a team. There's a sense of interacting with each other and not finding it exhausting, even though you're different, you know. But instead, there's kind of a sense of being energized by interacting with each other, because there's something refreshing about, I don't know, almost like seeing your alter ego. You know, you maybe look at that person and or they look at you as, you know, who they would be if they were a different person. You know, so I guess there's kind of a mutual admiration here. Now, the opposition also sets up surprisingly strong sexual or physical attraction. I guess it's there's something there's a mutual pull, you know, and it's I guess kind of like, you know, male and female, yin and yang, one not existing without the other, or at least one not being well defined without the definition of the other. Okay, so we'll start with that. Now let's see what else we can find out here. So that's the nature of your relationship with this person, whoever it is. That's who wants to, who cannot stop thinking about you. But let's get some more information about that. So who cannot stop thinking about option 8? We've got El Camarón. So now, is that a shrimp, or is that a crayfish, or what is that? I don't know. But this may be someone who enjoys seafood. They might enjoy fishing. They might enjoy being around the water. Also, this person may actually be slight of build. You know, this is not probably a big and tall person. Interesting. Okay. So, who is this person who cannot stop thinking about option 8? We have, and he called for his bowl. We also have, Jack fell down and broke his crown. Okay, so this card is from Old King Cole. That nursery rhyme. Old King Cole was a merry old soul. And then this card is from Jack and Jill. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. And as you can see in this scene, this is when Jack fell down and broke his crown. So, first of all, I don't think we've seen this nursery rhyme come up the entire reading. So, that does mean that you kind of stand out there, option 8, because the other readings we've been seeing, you know, kind of a repetition of different fairy tales, but I'm sorry, not fairy tales. Oh, well, I've seen a repetition of various nursery rhymes. Here, Jack and Jill actually has appeared, I think, twice. I feel like it appeared in option 1. If you were attracted to option 1, maybe some messages there for you too if you want to go look at that after you finish looking at this. Don't leave here. But anyway, so yes, your person who cannot stop thinking about you. This is someone maybe who feels like they have made some kind of effort towards you and they got something wrong, they screwed up, they made a boo-boo, they didn't approach correctly, and so now they feel kind of maybe embarrassed about it. You know, it makes them feel small. This could also be someone who doesn't really think things through to begin with, and then they rush into things, and then if there's a bad outcome, then, oh, well, now they've got to learn the hard way. So this is not someone maybe who's a careful planner, shall we say. Oh, okay. All right, so who is this person who cannot stop thinking about option 8? We've got hustle mode in reverse. I do take reversals for just this deck. This is the only deck I take reversals for. Anyway, upright, this card would say grinding hard, ambitious drive, determined effort, and sleep can wait. We also have red flags, warning signs, ignored intuition, potential trouble, you knew better. Okay, so with hustle mode in reverse, as I was saying, I don't know that this person, you know, is a careful planner, so that kind of tends to go along with someone maybe who isn't so hardworking and industrious necessarily. You know, this may be someone who jumps up and does things. And so they maybe don't have a lot to show for their efforts in life because they haven't made enough efforts in life. They aren't ambitious in that way. You know, they're just, I want to say drifting through life, but, you know, they do what they can to get by. Now, the warning signs and the red flags here, now it says actually ignored intuition. So I'm not sure if there's a red flag here for you, unless there is, and it may be just that, hey, there's some issues that I see, or I should say that you saw or see in this person, things that you should not ignore because they are issues. So it could be that there's something about this person that gives you pause, despite, you know, the attraction and all of that. And it may be that you, we talked about, you know, the two of you being opposites, maybe you are that more responsible and industrious person who doesn't fly by the seat of their pants, and this person isn't, and so it is a red flag because maybe you would prefer someone who was, more together, with regard to the practical side of life. Okay, so that's this person. So if you don't recognize this person, then feel free to choose another option. But if you do recognize this person, then stay tuned. Now we're going to look at what this person is thinking of you. Since they can't stop thinking about you, what exactly is it that they're thinking about option 8? Did I say option 8 earlier? Did I say 7? I'm sorry if I said 7. This is, in fact, option 8. Option 8 of 8. But let's see. For option 8, what is this person who can't stop thinking about them? What is this person thinking about them exactly? We have, I need to know where we stand. Do we share this special thing called love? That is from the song Only You by 112. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck here. We have, wouldn't it be nice to live together? That's from Wouldn't It Be Nice by the Beach Boys. Okay. So this is kind of interesting. This person cannot stop thinking about you because they're wondering, well, where do we stand? What is this that we've got? Are we in love? This person is maybe wondering whether you love them, or I don't know if they're wondering whether they love you or not, maybe. But I'm not sure. I mean, like we got here the person with holding the roses behind their back, so there's certainly a sense of romance here that this person has towards you, whether you're aware of that. And it looks like they are kind of thinking, or at least they are thinking a lot actually about living with you. Maybe they are wondering whether you would like to live with them. So they're wondering about how you feel and what you want in this connection. But they feel like I said, if they've come towards you or offered you something, they're not, it feels like they believe it didn't hit like they wanted it to. Like they were not a great success with whatever it was. Okay, so let's see what else. What exactly is this person who can't stop thinking about option 8 thinking about option 8? We have the 6 of Cups. And we have the 9 of Coins. Okay. So this person is thinking that maybe you are together. I don't know if you are or not, whether in your own opinion you are or not. This is from their perspective. But they see you, and certainly maybe in comparison to them, as being accomplished and on track and materially successful, or at the very least, you are adulting well. I don't know to what extent this person, maybe they're adulting somewhat well, but there's room for improvement. And as for the two of you together, it looks like they're thinking about maybe past times. They're reminiscing. And they keep playing things over and over in their head, things that happened in the past. There's still certain, there may also be a certain element of, daydreaming about, what could be between you two in the future. don't know if I mentioned, I don't think I talked really very much about the butterfly here, but I'm getting the sense here, your person's kind of flighty, maybe, in comparison to you. Um, but also that this person may be at a point of realizing, because they learn the hard way, but they're realizing, hey, maybe I need to get it together if I want to be with this person, especially since I'm beginning to wonder myself, about whether the two of us could have something more together, something more stable. Okay, interesting, option 8. So let's look at one more thing here. Why is this person constantly thinking about option 8? Why can this person not stop thinking about option 8? We have laughter, and we have responsiveness. Okay, so it looks like they they can't stop thinking about you because of there's just a sense of fun that they have when they're with you, and maybe they feel that they can be silly, maybe you're silly, maybe it's like they can be a kid again, maybe both of you act like children together and they think that's a hoot. It seems also they like that you respond to what they put forward. There's some situations in which, actually, okay, so here's an interesting thing. I was just, in passing, I heard about this thing that they're doing on social media now. They call the bird test. I think that's what it's called. And the setup is that these women will film themselves asking their boyfriends, or rather having a conversation with their boyfriends. And what they'll do is they'll say, "Oh, I saw a bird." And then they'll wait and see what the boyfriend has to say in response. And the nature of the test is that if the boyfriend acts disinterested and kind of blows it off and says, "Oh, really?" Then the boyfriend has failed the test. But if the boyfriend is responsive and says, "Oh, really? What kind of bird was it?" and then engages in a conversation about this bird, then that means the guy is passing the test and he is a keeper. I say this because I feel like I keep calling you a person, don't I? This person believes that you are responsive in that way, like you're passing the bird test, whether you're male or female. What they present, you respond to. Like what energy they put towards you, you send back energy. And that goes back to the opposition. I was talking about this kind of, I think I did call it an energetic kind of, I don't know if I call it a pull. I don't remember the words I used. But anyway, this person can't stop thinking about you because of all the fun that you have together and how, this person feels seen by you. So that, option 8 is your reading. This is who cannot stop thinking about you and why. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'm going to close out this reading. I'm doing a little better than I did in the last reading because I've gotten it slightly under 3 hours. I'm going to keep on working on it, though. All right, again, thank you again. Goodbye.